Joe, what was behind the decision? Is Evander headed to the Barracuda, and why why move him to the Barracuda and not I guess just pay him to stay home for the season?
Well, we looked at all options and that we had, and since suspension kind of started, and we've talked about that all the way along, and at this time we just decided since he's a contracted hockey player, it's the best thing at this time for him to continue to play hockey, and the best option for that right now is the Barracuda.
So you expect him to start practicing with the Barracuda this week then?
I do, on Tuesday.
Okay. Does I guess do the players on the Sharks have they been consulted at all? Because it seems like they were in the dark, and even Bob too for a while here. Were they consulted at all? And do they, frankly, do they want to see him back on the roster at some point? Do you guys know that? Do you have any sense of that?
Well, I think when you say consulted, not necessarily consulted for a decision. The decision is a management decision that we talk about, but we also try and take into account everything. We look at everything from how the team's playing at the time, the team chemistry. We have a really good thing going in the room right now, and so we're much like you scrutinize lineup changes on a nightly basis and a game-to-game basis. We look at that consistently. What's working right now, and so we made the decision right now that just he hasn't played for quite a while, and the fact that we just want to have him play hockey at this point in time, that Barracuda is the best option for this.
Is there a timeline?
Recording in progress.
Is there a timeline where you would like to get him on the Sharks roster, or does he also have to prove with the Barracuda that he can be, a good teammate here for a little while before that becomes an option?
Yeah, there's definitely not a timeline. It's like anything else. I mean, as you see us all the time, as we're constantly, going to our boards and writing down lineups and saying what about this and that and talking options. We do that continually with all facets of the team and the organization. So there's definitely not a timeline. It's just we're going to see how things go. And yes, as you're saying, what are we going to be looking at? We'll be looking at play, and when you say conduct and everything else too, conduct is something that we expect. It's Doug's put that in place for the entire organization. So to follow club rules and the standard of conduct is just something that's expected of everyone.
Go ahead, Shane.
Hey, Joe. Has Evander agreed, or do you know that he will actually report on Tuesday to the Barracuda?
He doesn't. First of all, he doesn't need to agree. This is the team's prerogative, 100% to assign. He's under contract to the Sharks. But having said that, everything's been really upfront, and so yes, I have. I expect that he's gonna be there on Tuesday, and I don't expect any issues with that. That's and he is aware.
Well, I guess let me rephrase then. Agreed may not be the right word, but he has said that he will report on Tuesday, because that is still his choice, right, to show up or not.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, but I believe so. I've heard nothing to the contrary.
Okay. And what happens if he doesn't report, or we'll come to that bridge when we get there?
Yeah, I think we'll come to the bridge, if we get there, like with anybody else. There's remedies within the contract, within club rules, within the CBA for any violation of reporting or conduct or anything like that. And again, I don't really look at hypotheticals on that. Just know that that's in place. That if that happens, and pretty much with anybody.
And a lot of the concern with Evander, as far as we understand it, is with off the ice conduct, things of that nature. Is there any concern about risking your prospects or exposing your prospects to Evander, I guess?
You know, there's rules. There's rules in place that are for in many different areas, standards of conduct, everything else that do guard in tough situations. And on the other hand, is there's very strong leadership with the Barracuda. I mean, Roy's been around longer than anyone. Roy knows Evander. He knows the entire organization after having been associate head coach a couple of seasons ago. So Roy has been with many players, more than any other coach I know. I think he's been with more players, and so he's dealt with a lot of a lot of things in his career. So he's there. He's aware of this too, and I trust the environment.
Curtis?
Hey, Joe, just to clarify, this is not a conditioning assignment, right? Like he's down there. Like he'll be there for as long as the Sharks want to keep him there, I guess. Is that fair to say? Yeah,
exactly. There is an option for a conditioning assignment that would have meant putting him on the NHL roster and then getting permission and to put him there for up to 2 weeks. And this allows more flexibility. This route allows us more flexibility of the assignment. So, there is no set timeline or anything like that associated with it. He's just assigned there till he's not assigned there.
Have you spoken? When was the last time you have spoken to Evander, and what was his reaction to this?
Reaction is just kind of business. It's just taking the information and okay, that's what it is. We kind of made the decision and passed it along. That's pretty much what it was.
This is like, as far as the salary cap goes, you guys get a little bit of relief with this. Is that right? How much do you guys get?
Yeah, you get we get 1.125 million. So he hits the cap at 5.875. So I think within the CBA, it's the league minimum, which is 750 plus 375, I think. And so that's a 1.125 in relief.
What does he have to do? I think you might have touched on this earlier, but what does he have to do as far as proving that he could come back to the NHL team? Obviously, he's a gifted player. I'm sure he'll play very well down there, assuming he plays games. But from a behavioral standpoint, what do the Sharks need to see from Evander Kane so he can come back to the team?
We're not. There's nothing clear cut. It's just a ongoing observation, I think, of hockey. But at the same time, on conduct or anything like that, I guess it's what you don't see. So it's just getting to playing hockey and just getting down to business. And there's not, there's not really a goal set of a set accomplishment or timeline or production, but it's just, just an overall, an overall thing that would be best, for him basically just to get his hockey and everything back up to speed.
How long do you think that might take for him? Or in any player in that position, having not skated or practiced or learned this kind of the new system, how long would it typically take for a player to sort of get up to speed with all that?
I'm not sure. Chris. We'll see. We'll see. Go in and we'll be at home quite a bit here, so he'll have practices and games and just see how things go. But we don't have a timeline on it. There's many factors that we'll be looking at, but no timeline.
Kevin?
Joe, is he vaccinated now?
Yes.
He is. Okay.
All the players and staff in our organization are fully vaccinated.
And can you maybe clarify, how long has he been skating and who has he been skating with? Because, we know he was at Sharks Ice there for a little while. I mean, how long has he been around and do you know who he's been out on the ice with?
Yeah. He's been over and skating and, on ice, off ice, type workouts, which he's, entitled to. With various members of the staff, it's kind of alternated. It's been at different times and locations, just so that we have available staff with them that we have a trainer and somebody on the strength side. But yeah, professional level training, that's been ongoing.
And the times were obviously a little staggered. It seemed like, if the team was there at 11, he was there in the afternoon. Was that by design to keep him away from the team? And why was that the case? Has he, because we, every time we ask the players, they say we haven't talked to him, we haven't seen him. I mean, was that by design?
Well, a lot of things right now is the COVID protocol is very taxing on our trainers and staff. Like with everything that the staff is supposed, or the players, the team is supposed to be just with the current roster, as it is, and then for the extra things that the trainers and the equipment people and the physio people and everybody have to do each day. It's just better to carve out some time that was not right up against when the team was there. For various reasons, just mostly that it was better on their schedule, and then secondly is we do have some COVID protocols and things like that too that are just really trying to keep the current team just with the current team.
Shane?
Hey, Joe. Last year, Evander for the Sharks was tough to handle, at least according to reports. So, I mean, is it fair to put this on a Barracuda? If, the Sharks had trouble handling Evander, then it seems like it's a big challenge to put on Roy and on the staff there and the players there too.
Well, we have club rules, standard of conduct in place, which will be enforced. And last year, some things were different. We were really hunkered down with COVID. We were, not able to leave the hotel. We had different travel codes, dress codes, the things that we were doing, that were all related to COVID, as being stuck in the hotel and just ordering your meals remotely and things of that nature. The environment was much different last year. I'm not going to get into any inside the locker room dynamics. I never will. That's what's inside the locker room and with players that stays with them. Rightfully so. But I will tell you that we have strong leadership with the Barracuda, and we do have rules and conduct in place. And like with any player, if things aren't being adhered to, they'll be addressed.
And is the trade path still a possibility with Evander?
Yeah, I think anything's a possibility. We continue to look at all options. So we look at all options, and we're not committed to any. So it's we'll pursue anything that's there as we do daily with our roster and our organization. So the answer is yes.
Kevin?
Just one more for me, Joe. Does Evander want to be here, or because we know he has the 3-team no trade clause? You know, is it fair to say that maybe he's going to find himself on the Barracuda, and who knows how long it might take, or if the team even wants him back, that he might be willing to expand the list of teams he would be willing to go to, or maybe he'd be willing to go to any team. Do you have any sense of where he stands on that?
And not at this time. I mean, that's something that I have an open door that should that come up, that certainly can be brought up to us. If he wants to look at something there, he certainly can bring that up to us. But right now is our focus just getting him to the Barracuda and by Tuesday.
Joe, does Roy plan? Was Roy planned maybe to reach out to Evander at some point here in the next 48 hours, just to kind of touch base with him, or do you kind of know what the situation might be there?
Yeah, I think the actual assignment won't be until 24 hours from now. And so, probably wouldn't do anything until then. But once he's assigned there, I think just reach out to say, practice is this time tomorrow. This is, an update on our schedule and our itinerary, and maybe just some updates on the team and the way we do things. And, that'll probably come either Monday in a phone call or Tuesday when he comes to the rink. But yeah, Roy's aware and has a relationship with the Evander from for a number of years, but especially with being his direct coach with the Sharks before. They have a relationship, so I think that line of communication will be easy.
And that Barracuda game in Abbotsford, that's still a go, right? I know they've been having some issues up there. Is that still a go? And you expect Evander to play in that game?
You know what? That's a really tough, kind of almost tragic situation up there right now with the flooding, and I guess they're expecting, they issued a red alert that there may be more flooding up there. And the ground's already saturated. So we're at this point in time, we're planning on going, but but we're really on top of that situation right now to see if that's going to continue to be that way. As far as him going up and playing in those games, no determination at this point. Part of it is just, he's got to get in and start practicing. Those games are pretty early into there, so it might be, he may not go up there, and I'll just say that right now, he may not go up there just because we may want him to have a few more team practices and things like that first. But again, it's nothing set in stone with that. Either if the team's gonna have to back out of going up there, or if Evander will be part of that. But that's kind of day to day. When he gets into practice, we'll take a good look at that.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Take one more for Shane.
Last one from me, Joe. Just still wondering about Roy and Evander's relationship. You said they've known each other for a while. How long have they known each other? And I guess in general, Roy is comfortable with this decision, or what are his thoughts about this decision? Yeah, well,
he's known him, I think, as long as the rest of us have, since we acquired him as a player. And he got to know him better when he coached the Sharks directly. So, and Roy is a very just upfront person. He'll tell you what's on his mind and go from there. So yeah, Roy's like that with pretty much all the players. And and he when I told him, he said okay. Much like he does with any player that comes there. He's come to the Barracuda, and Roy goes okay, and he's ready for it. He said anywhere from young players, first round players, free agents, players from all over the world, and he's had players come from the NHL before. So it's overall his years, he's seen every circumstance of players coming that way. So it's not really a new thing for him. With Roy, it's pretty much what you see is what you get.